Well, prosecutors here in Germany have charged 5 people with high treason for allegedly plotting to topple the German government and to kidnap the country's health minister, Karl Lauterbach. Prosecutors say that the group had a 3-step plan. First, to cause a nationwide power blackout, then to abduct the health minister, and finally to depose the government. It's believed the plotters were prepared to kill Lauterbach's bodyguards to carry out their plan. All right, for more now, I want to bring in our political correspondent, Simon Young, who's been following this story. Good to see you, Simon. I mean, this is a wild story. Tell me, who are the accused?
Yeah, Brent, these are some pretty bizarre details that we've heard today. These are 5 people, 4 men, 1 woman, who have been in custody since last year. Most of them were arrested back last April, and they're accused of developing what are described as pretty concrete plans. As you say, they intended to cause a power blackout across Germany and then kidnap the health minister and sort of create the conditions of a civil war, it is suggested. They were even going to get actors to impersonate the Chancellor and the President and come on TV and sort of abolish the German government and then set up their own government instead. So pretty wacky stuff, you might say. And they are believed to have connections with the so-called Reich citizens movement. These are people who essentially question the legitimacy of the German state. They want to return to the borders or some conditions of the previous German Reich. Some of them, for instance, print up their own money and their own passports and so on. Some of them are very violent. We saw back in December a group of them who were arrested, including a certain Prince Heinrich XIII, who was sort of proclaiming himself as a future German head of state. So some remarkable sort of bizarre people involved. This group today, who are now going to face serious charges in court from that general sort of grouping.
Do we know, Simon, why they targeted the German health minister, Karl Lauterbach? I mean, he doesn't, many people would say, doesn't appear to be a threat to anyone.
Well, of course, he's somebody who's been very instrumental in driving forward the government's response to the COVID pandemic, and he's been very forthright in supporting some pretty restrictive measures. He's faced a lot of criticism for that, including online, and he said last year that he has received death threats and threats of violence. He's very worried for the safety of his family, and he says he can't go out without a permanent bodyguard. So I think, that is probably why they focused on him, because, of course, those pandemic measures are something that has got a lot of people concerned, and so there's been a lot of media attention on that.
DW Simon Young with the latest tonight here in Berlin. Simon, as always, thank you.